Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's HJ Goes Live session on what's trending in long hair. And I'm super excited to tell you that we're joined by one of the leading hairdressers in long hair, updos and styling, none other than Patrick Cameron. And in today's session, Patrick's going to be sharing his insights in what's going to be hot in long hair over the coming months for clients who are able to start going to parties, going to weddings, and celebrating again. And he's also going to be demoing how to create an Oscars-inspired hairstyle. That's super timely at the moment, isn't it, Patrick? So thank you so much for joining us
Oh,
today.
do you know, it's an absolute pleasure to be here on the HJ channel. Hi to everyone out there. And I want to say a huge thank you to many of you who have supported me, of course, on my live shows every Monday at 7 p.m. UK time. So thank you, guys.
Oh, brilliant. Well, it's great to have you with us today, Patrick, and for being willing to share all of your expertise on long hair and updos and styling, which no doubt are going to become increasingly popular as people start to get out and about and able to sort of have these more elaborate hairstyles in the coming months.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think what a lot of people have done too, as well, during lockdown, and I know this with my own channel, my own educating, a lot of people use that time to try and upskill a little bit more. And you know, so many hairdressers are frightened of long hair, or indeed they don't feel as confident about charging for their long hair services. So hopefully, and I've had a lot of people message me and talk to me about it, that they feel after these big lockdowns that we've had, they feel as though that what I've shared with them they've really been able to take back and start working with and getting results, which is fantastic. And of course, results builds confidence.
Definitely. And I have to ask you, Patrick, because I've been curious. I mean, for a lot of people, you are their inspiration. They look at
Yeah.
what you do and they think, right, how do I recreate that? Where do you go for your inspiration for long hair and updos and styling?
Well, it's interesting because I look very much at the hairdressers that are looking at me, really, because, you know, when I'm looking around and we've just had the Oscars and we're going to talk about that in a second, and we have other things, we have music, we have fashion, we have film and so on, and television, Netflix, Amazon Prime. So I'm continually looking at what's going on. I'm looking at obviously Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, looking around what's going on. And so what I try and do is I try and disseminate, I try and bring together what I feel is trend and make it as accessible as possible to each and every individual hairdresser. Because at the end of the day, what I don't want to do is I don't want to show people how good Patrick Cameron is. I want them to be good. Yeah. And so it's really about making sure that every technique that I share with them is accessible and on trend.
And I guess everyone can put their own little spin on something that you've created as well.
Without question,
Yeah.
without question. And I'm always saying that. I'm always saying, hey, listen, this is the foundation. Once you've got the foundation, you can do anything with it that you want. And I think that's where most people struggle is where do I start? How do I go from the beginning to the end? And hopefully that's what I help them with.
Oh, amazing, Patrick. Well, I guess that's probably a good place to start with us talking about the Oscars, which obviously happened on Sunday night, didn't they?
It did. It was really interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people hooked into that because it was one of the main fashion events for what was going on. As we all know, the Oscars is about stunning gowns, beautiful gowns, dresses, and often the hair is quite secondary when it comes to that. I think so many designers play the hair down and bring the dress up. And I noticed this year, even some of the makeup was quite nude. You know, it was quite, quite played down. The dresses were very much on show. We didn't see a huge amount of groundbreaking hair, which was a shame because every now and then we get a little glimpse. And as hairdressers, it's really important for us to hook our trends around what our customers may ask for. I mean, obviously we had Halle Berry's beautiful little chopped in bob, the micro bob that she had, which was lovely. Glenn Close's hair looked incredible, the way it was all cut in. And Viola Davis, of course, with her beautiful curly Mohican, looked wonderful. But probably my standouts were probably some people like Amanda Seyfried, who had a beautiful
Yes.
chignon. That's right, a deep parting. And again, the trends at the moment are all about the partings, whether they're deep or whether they're in the center or whichever side you want. But for a lot of people now to change their hair up, it's changing the parting, putting the parting in a new and exciting place that you wouldn't necessarily always wear it. So that's a great little tip to change your hair up. And we saw that at the Oscars with different partings. We had Vanessa Kirkby. She had a beautiful little knot at the back. She had a lovely center parting and pieces brought in. And then we also had Margot Robbie, which I love. They called it the easy breezy ponytail, which of course the hair was slightly backcombed, pulled back into a very, very low ponytail, about 2 or 3 centimeters away from the occipital. And then, of course, with a fringe. Bangs, bangs, bangs everywhere. As they say in the US, a fringe is a bang. So everything was about the fringe this year at the Oscars. We had micro fringes, we had longer, and then of course we had the softer pieces placed in. So we did see a lot of texture in the hair, but what we are seeing more and more now is we're not seeing texture on top of texture on top of texture. We're seeing primary pieces. So braiding is still very much trend. And if you're going to break that braid up, then put that braid on a more simplistic base so that the braid becomes the feature, as opposed to putting that braid on a heavily textured style where the braid may actually end up getting lost inside what you're doing. So we are seeing a simplicity of dressing hair more and more. And I think that's really important. And also too, we're seeing vintagey hair. We're seeing Netflix hair, Amazon Prime hair. People are wanting that glamour. They want to revisit things that they've really enjoyed on television, like The Crown, or or any of the movies or anything that's going on.
Bridgerton's been quite a popular one as well.
Bridgerton was hugely popular. And if we looked at TikTok and Instagram, I mean, everybody was doing Bridgerton curls and they're putting the hair up and lots of beautiful braiding. I love Bridgerton. I don't know whether it was exactly hair correct because there was a lot of interpretation, but oh my gosh, it really hit a note with the hairdressing industry, I think, especially the braids. The braids were out of this world. I thought the hair was spectacular.
It was stunning, wasn't it? Most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're going to show us an Oscars-inspired hairstyle this evening, aren't you?
I am.
Very exciting.
You know what? I shared this the other day on my Education in Isolation, which again, as I say, is every single Monday night at 7 p.m. UK time. And I shared this hairstyle and we got such a fantastic feedback that I wanted to bring it around here to HJ because I think it's really interesting how long hair is going. Now, as you can see, all I've done is I've tonged the hair into a simple tonging. So just to texture the hair through. But what I'm going to do on the top of the hair, I'm going to put a center parting in the hair, but I'm going to go roughly about 1 to 2 centimeters across, and I'm going to zigzag out a section on the very top from the parting. And I'm going to repeat the same on the opposite side, and I'm going to zigzag out a section there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to the crown, and I'm going to zigzag a section out at the crown. Then I'm going to take all of the hair from the middle and place it on top of the head like this. Let's just have a little look at that. So as you can see there, we've got a deep zigzag on this side, and the very back of the hair. Now, the reason I tonged the hair was very, very simple. I wanted to create a texture in the hair, but I'm going to use that texture by using just my hands through the hair. I'm going to bring the hair back like this. Now, guys, when I'm working with long hair, it's always super important not to overspray, not to overwork the hair, not to overproduct it. So when I'm working with long hair, I will use my lightest hairspray that I've got. And more than anything, you're wanting to take away the flyaway pieces of the hair. So I'm going to just pull this into my hand. This hairstyle is perfect for hair extensions, perfect for curly hair, layered hair, much shorter hair than I'm working on. The whole concept of this hairstyle is all about foundation. Now I'm going to pull the hair back like that. I hope you're watching, Laura, there to sort of see what you can do.
Definitely. And what's the spray that you're using there, Patrick?
I'm using IME, and this is Mystify Me Light. This is a fantastic hairspray. The other thing that I quite often layer into the hair as well is Glam Mist. Now, Glam Mist is a fantastic foundational spray. It's a glossing spray, but it also cuts down if there's any humidity outside, if there's any dampness in the air. It helps protect the hair from frizzing. So it's a really nice product to use as you're going.
Oh, brilliant.
Now, I'm going to hold the hair as if I'm going to do a ponytail, but I'm not going to do a ponytail. I'm going to turn my hand upside down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hair grips and I'm going to grip in a semicircle around my hand. Now I'm going to go quite large like this. We're going to go all the way around. I'll turn her around as we get this hair. And the reason I crisscross the hair grips is very, very simple, so that I can get extra hold in the hair and the hair grips become much stronger and they hold much better. Now, I'll just show you what we've done. look what we've done here so far. Can you all see that? That's going around in a sort of a semicircle.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to go back around again in a semicircle, and I'm going to go on top of every single hair grip I've just gone on top of. Because this is not a ponytail hairstyle, I need to make sure that this foundation is very, very secure. So I'm going to come back around here again like this, and we're just going to make sure that all of our hair grips crisscross perfectly again. So we're double pinning this particular section. And there we go now. There's our double pinning in place.
Oh, brilliant. And are you, in terms of the hair grips that you use, Patrick, are you fussy with which hair grips you use, or does it not really matter?
No, I use my classic British hair grip, my curvy grip like this with my little ribs on there. Now, the other thing as well is, and I hear a lot of people saying it's better to put the hair grip in upside down. You know what? I've been doing long hair hairdressing for probably near on 40 years. And I have to say this, the curvature of the hair grip is really important. And there's a little curve to the hair grip. And the curve is designed to sit on the scalp. So when you turn the hair grip upside down, what you're doing is you're pushing the tail, the end of the hair grip up off the head, which means that for a lot of people, particularly if they're not confident in gripping hair, can be a real problem. All of a sudden, your grips start to show where you don't want them to show. So just be a little bit careful. I always find, in my own personal choice, is always have the flat end of the hair grip on the scalp itself.
Great tip there, Patrick.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do now is this. If you want to, and it's totally up to you, I'm going to come in and just pull at the hair just a tiny little bit, just to put a little bit of extra shading into the hair. Now, when I say shading, I'm basically saying I'm just putting a little bit of extra detail into the hairstyle itself. So it's very, very simple. And I think so far, it's pretty fair to say that this has been a pretty simple hairstyle so far. Now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to re-release the top area of the hair. Okay, so the top area of the hair, we're going to re-release this, and I'm going to go back to my parting once again. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of my styling cream. This is IME Flowing Form, and I'm going to place a little bit of my styling cream on my hand. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all of this hair back very, very casually into the back area. So I'm going to leave a little bit down. I'm going to pull this in. What I want to do is I want to create the illusion that the hair looks like it's just been held very, very delicately. And you can see by putting an overlayer of texture onto the hairstyle, then that firmness that's underneath disappears. And all of a sudden, you're left with this illusion that the hairstyle looks like it's just holding there very, very simply.
Looks very effortless, doesn't it, Patrick?
Very effortless.
Yeah.
Totally. And that's what I want. And I think if you look at the Oscar hair is always effortless. It's always simple. It's not overdone. And I'm just going to go in here now, just pull around a little bit, play with the hair a little bit, pull the hair in where I want it to be, open up the texture a little bit more, however I want it to be. And I just want to keep it very, very, very simple, as you can see here now, like this. So again, now we're sort of starting to come into a hairstyle that's starting to look very sort of Oscars. Now what I'm going to do at the very back of the hair, I'm going to come into the back, and I'm going to divide the back area into two even sections. I'm going to go straight through the very middle like this, straight through the very middle. There we go. If I turn her around, there are my two sections. Now, what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to tilt the client's head down. I'm going to come to the side, and I'm going to take my right-hand side, and I'm going to twist it going under. So here's my hair, twist it going under. And I'm going to take a hair grip like this, and I'm going to bring my hair grip in. I'm going to open my hair grip, and I'm going to put the hair grip through the semicircle of hair grips underneath. So the semicircle of hair grips is now becoming my pinning foundation. So Here we go. There it is there. There's the tails. I'm going to place that there. We'll put another hair grip in there, and we'll just pin that in there. Then I'm going to come to my opposite side. Here we go. But this time, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist up. So I'm going to twist up. Now you'll notice at no point have I brushed the hair. I'm just using the natural texture of the hair itself. Here's my hair grip. My hair grip goes straight down and in and under the circle of hair grips that I have there. So if you're wondering, Patrick, how come it always holds so well for you? The reason being is I have a foundation underneath. There we go.
Oh,
now what I'm going to do, we have two tails, an underneath tail and a top tail. Bring the top tail, continue twisting casually, bring the top tail around and take another hair grip. Now, this is my trick. Don't open the hair grip. Use the hair grip as a pin. Place the hair grip in and flip it under the semicircle like that. Look at this. Now, bring this around, twist this in, and bring this around to the opposite side. There it is. Take your hair grip and pin your hair grip into the foundation of the semicircle underneath. Here we go. And now what I do is I now just decide, how do I want this to sit? Am I happy with it? I wanted a very casual sort of feeling to the hair. If we put a head back, you're going to see that that sits very much into the nape of the neck itself, like that. Look at that.
Beautiful.
And there's a beautiful, I've done it slightly on the asymmetric because it's quite lovely. And again, that physicality of placing hair in slightly more unusual positions is really, again, part of the trend of what is happening. And now you can see without too much dressing of the front's just a very natural front area. It comes back and you've got this gorgeous texture happening everywhere around, even at the back here, because I just laid it on. We've even got a little wave coming back in there and around the front. So that's an illusion. All of that top area, I created the illusion that this was just placed and I was almost holding it to hold. So really, you know, by overlaying, it's a fantastic way of creating that softness without losing the strength of the hairstyle.
That's beautiful, Patrick. We've had a question as well. The styling cream that you used
Yes.
earlier, is that suitable for fine hair as well?
It is, but again, be very, very careful. Whenever you're working with long hair, you're dressing long hair, you only have one shot at it. So never over product the hair. So if I'm doing very fine hair, I will take my product a little bit like this now. I'll put my product on there and then I can feel it there and I'll take it and then I'll massage it around my hands so that I can then work it into the hair. So at no point would I go from a major piece into the hair. You've got to really work it out into your hands so that you can bring that through. The other thing as well is, and I think this is really important, if I hold her up quite close to the camera, celebrate the fluffies. Can you see some of the fluffies?
Yeah.
Celebrate the fact that you're not trying to over glue the hair into position. It's really, really, really mega important. If you look at Vogue or you look at a beautiful photo shoot of Elle or one of the major magazines, you'll often see there's an energy to hair, and hair has a certain frisson. It has an energy to it. You know, it's like my hair, and I can do that. But the minute I start to try and pat in all the curls and fix it all up, all of a sudden I've got a helmet. And I don't want that. And so there is a difference. It's again, when you're seeing back combing in hair, brush out, but also leave in so that you can see some of that back combing in the hair as well. So these are great little tips on how to get the hair a little bit more contemporary and younger.
Definitely. And would you say that's definitely a trend, Patrick, to make sure it's not perfect? It's kind of
totally.
There is movement to it.
Totally. There is movement.
Yeah.
We're also seeing a real move towards the 1970s, where there was a lot of freedom and things. And I think as we come out of lockdown, as the country opens up, it's going to be a free-for-all out there. We're going to see color placement in the hair all over it. We're going to see that really beautiful boho chic. We're going to see very, very soft hair, very textured hair, very natural hair again, natural scrunching coming back into fashion again. So we're going to see a real freedom when it comes to dressing hair. And this is one of those sorts of styles that gives you that freedom. It's a court chignon, but at the same time, it's not overdone. It's not overcooked. It's just a really simple little twist of the hair at the back.
That's gorgeous, Patrick. And obviously with this is a very, very Oscars inspired, but obviously with lockdowns easing, weddings are going to be back on the cards over the coming months. And what trends do you think we'll be noticing in bridal hair and bridesmaid hair, and where would you suggest people go for inspiration for the clients coming in asking for those services?
Well, again, I think your TikTok, your Pinterest, I think we're going to see quite a bit of mermaid hair coming in too. There's a lot of extra long hair that we're starting to see. So hair extensions are coming back again. We're seeing extra long hair. We have to go back to the Oscars to see that extra long hair. So I think we're still going to see braiding, because braiding is still very, very current. We're going to see very soft textures through. Color is going to play a huge part in releasing those textures in the hair as well. So, we are going to see a lot more color. One of the things I love at the moment is, I have a brand new color out called our Color Fresh Mask, which is very conditioning, no peroxide, great color changes, beautiful vibrancies and pastels. And these are the sort of things people want. They want things that can go in, have fun, and then they can fade out. Then they can go to the next color as well.
Brilliant, Patrick. And in terms of the colour placement, how would you sort of incorporate that into your updos to really show off colour placement?
I love color placement around the front of the hair, so that we can get that when you're pulling the front back, it really looks quite gorgeous. One of the interesting things is with balayage, with balayage, where you see that very dark root down to a very light blonde end, we have a real problem with that when it comes to dressing long hair. And that problem is, it often looks like you've stuck an old hairpiece on the back of the head, because it's got nothing to do with the hair. What you've got to remember when you're doing a balayage, you have to read the hair. You've got to read that it's going from dark to light. The minute you take away the transition, the middle section, so to speak, and you pull the hair into a ponytail, then you put the back up, all of a sudden you've got two such different pieces of hair, different colors, that are absolutely completely fighting with each other. You need the length. So I would suggest, and I think what we're going to see much more of, are color melts, the melting of color through the hair. So the caramelizing, the melting of color. So we're not going to see such a hard demographic from dark root to light ends. We're going to see more melting in the hair, which I think a lot of people are going to love.
Oh, that's really good to know, Patrick. And I guess that's good advice for hairdressers to give to clients who have got kind of big occasions on the horizon. If they want to go for a balayage, to go for more of a melt, so it'll work with an updo.
Absolutely. And I promise you, all you've got to do is you've got to pull the hair into a ponytail and put the color to the root. And if the color from the ends to the root is so far apart, and I'm not talking about 1 or 2 shades. I mean, I'm talking about 6 or 7 shades apart. Then really you are in for trouble, because all of a sudden it's going to really look like you've just taken a hairpiece and stuck it on the back, because there's no relationship to what's happening. So bear that in mind, and keep that as an idea.
Definitely. And what are your thoughts on using hair extensions for updos and styling, Patrick?
Oh, I say fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Love it. Love hair extensions, love hair pieces, love wiglets, love anything like that, because I think that's the fun of long hair. Even if you haven't got long hair, you can have long hair for a day or 2 days, but just bear in mind, if you're going to have your hair up for something special, you don't have to go through the arduous hours of having hair extensions. Just get some really great hair pieces that you can color in, your hairdresser can color for you, and add them in as you're going. And so at the end of the whole thing, you can take them back out again. And that's a great way of doing it as well. Natural hair pieces, color it up, put your pastels, your brights, whatever you want to do, and then just fit them in.
Amazing. And what's really exciting you at the moment in the world of long hair styling and updos, Patrick? What are you most?
Well, color is exciting me, because I think we're seeing a real we're just seeing so much energy in the hair. Nothing can be wrong at the moment. If your roots are too bright, your ends are too pale, then you just go, great, that's exactly what I wanted. If it all fades out tomorrow, you go, great, that's exactly what I wanted. If it's all too bright, you go, great, that's exactly what I wanted. There's so much freedom out there in color work, and color and long hair go together hand in hand like a beautiful harmony. They go hand in hand, but the most important thing is condition. You have to make sure that your long hair is in the best possible condition, and that's what I would always say. So just because you've got long hair, you've got to be very careful. You've got to look after it, put your masks, put your treatments, do the things that you're going to do. I use Well Assistant Professional, which I love. It's got a great diagnostic range, and really invest in those great products, because if you've got that hair, it really has to be in the best condition.
Oh, that's great advice there, Patrick. Definitely.
Now, I have a special gift for all of your
viewers. Oh, we can't forget
tonight.
about that. Yes, do share.
You know what, guys? During this whole digital lockdown, I've been doing a lot of digital work. I've been doing my show and so on. And I have a massive digital platform with over 200, almost 300 step-by-step hairstyles available to your mobile phone, your Android, your iPad, your computer, available on the move, where you can use it as a dictionary and look at waving, look at bouffants, look at chignons, braiding. And I have a free membership to give away to all of you tonight. This is a free 1 month membership. Now, what you have to do is you have to go on and register on my website, so patrickcameron.com. I'm easy to find. Go to my Access All Area Members Club, my AAA Members Club. Fill out the registration. We will have to take your credit card details. You will not be charged anything. And if you cancel within the month, so just before the end of the month, if you cancel it, you will be not charged. It will be completely eradicated. If you forget to cancel it, it will cost you literally, I think, $9.95 for the following month. It's so cheap. You know, it really is. And I've tried to make it accessible to everyone. Now, there's a special code that you have to put in. So when you're registering, they're going to ask you for a code. And the code is Cameron, my last name, with a capital C, followed by capital A, capital A, capital A. So capital C, Cameron, capital A, capital A, capital A. And I think you're going to put that up.
We'll put that in the comments for you all. I was going to ask, do you have any hints and tips or advice for those that are feeling nervous about doing updos now the occasions are coming back round again? But I think that is the solution, isn't it?
Truly, the solution is get some great foundations, get some really good foundations. And also too, you can use a lot of my work as a consultational aid. So you could ask the clients, you know, is this something that you may want to do? Is this something that you may want, or whatever? So there's so much information there. It's unbelievable. There's so much information. Also too, on my Access All Area Members Club, I did a homage to old Hollywood. I did 15 beautiful old Hollywood styles, plus with all the information about the actress and funny little tidbits. I've got all sorts of things up there that I know they'll love. How to backcomb, how to do ponytails. It's all there. And as I say, free. The first month is absolutely free if you register over the next couple of days using that code.
Oh, brilliant. That's a great opportunity that I hope all of you will take advantage of. And like you said, I mean, the classic Hollywoods, we've been talking about trends, but that just never goes out of fashion, does it? So if you can master those.
Yeah, and they really never do go out of fashion. You know, when we look at the beautiful sort of Joan Crawford with the beautiful rolls, or we've got Lucille Ball with the waves, or we've got Barbara Streisand with the huge bouffant. There's loads and loads of stuff there, and I've had so much fun putting it together. It took me a long time to get it all together. I even had a friend of mine who's the musical director for Thriller write the music for me, so that the music is old Hollywood. So when you push the old Hollywood button, up it comes, the music starts playing, and off I go, and then we visit whatever hairstyle, and there's 15 of those beautiful hairstyles there. But also too, for many of the viewers tonight, just don't forget that every Monday at 7 p.m. I have my Education in Isolation, which was designed as a reach out program for hairdressers who were feeling vulnerable, for hairdressers that wanted to connect during the pandemic. But more and more hairdressers now, as you know, are becoming freelance. And so isolation really for me now is people that are working by themselves that are wanting creativity and they're wanting to stay connected. So that's a great show. So check that out, guys.
Definitely. So everyone should check that out on Monday evenings at 7 p.m. And we can get our hands on real hair again now, which is super exciting with salons reopening. But I mean, for instance, what's the head that you're using there, Patrick, just in case anyone does want to sort of practice their long hair between?
So the heads that I use, this is the Patrick Cameron head. This is the Patrick Cameron mannequin. It's got a little insignia on. I color all of my mannequins so I can get beautiful color work through them. I love doing that. This is another color that I've put through. This is a hairstyle that's coming up on my Education Isolation, showing you how to do these amazing braids.
A sneak peek there,
a sneak
Patrick.
preview. And look at this. You'll love this. And this is a pivot point head. So sometimes I go to pivot point as well. And this is a beautiful concept of how to get this amazing wave through the back of the hair. So all of these hairstyles will be coming up on my Access All Area Members Club. And again, even simple things like beautiful bridal, how to keep that really casual feeling in the hair. So I'm always working on new ideas, new concepts that I hope my clients out there, my hairdressers out there fall in love with.
Oh, fantastic, Patrick. It's been a brilliant session, and you've shown us the power of completing a tutorial in super quick time as well, which has been beautiful. So it just
Oh,
goes to show,
anytime.
yeah, it shows that even in the salon, those updo services, they don't have to take forever to do either, do
No,
they?
no, they really
So,
don't. And I think when you take the fear out of long hair, like I've spent my career doing, really by following a few simple steps, even this hairstyle here, no ponytail, no pressure points, fantastic on hair extensions, because again, there's no pressure point on the hair at all. So by taking these very simple ideas, and hopefully the hairdressers watching this tonight will go, oh my gosh, perhaps I will check out Patrick Cameron. Perhaps it's time I conquered my fears once and for all.
well, I can tell you, Patrick, we have had so many comments on Facebook saying how thankful they are for this session this evening. There's been lots of people tuning in and absolutely loving it. Maria has said she's a freelancer. You just mentioned freelancers and, you know, feeling isolated and wanting to feel connected. And she said she's been tuning into your education in isolation sessions, and they've been everything to her, which I think is a huge compliment there, Patrick.
It really is. And I think, you know, I think people do want to feel part of a community, and we as hairdressers are part of the community. And I just want to leave you with this thought. I think hairdressers, and I say this quite often, we have a superpower. Our superpower is creativity. And when you're feeling, and excuse my French here, like shite, then please get ahead. Disappear into your superpower, disappear into playing with hair, working with hair. Just play with it, let it go through your fingers and start seeing what you can create, because we as hairdressers can disappear into the most amazing techniques, whether we're coloring, whether we're cutting, whether we are doing long hair. And that truly is something that's so cathartic for many hairdressers, to feel that they have something to offer and they feel like they have a voice. And I think in those times when mental health is so fragile, please believe in yourself, believe in your creativity, believe that you are a master of what you do, and your clients will come back to you. And remember this: no computer, no technology, no digital download will ever replace the physical attributes a hairdresser has and the physical influences a hairdresser has on a client. So, you know, I'm hoping after this pandemic that I'm hoping after this pandemic, we come back with more respect. I hope that you more respect in our community, more respect about who we are within our communities. And also for a lot of young hairdressers who are starting out, please stay the course, stay in our industry. We need you. We need our young hairdressers, and we need you to take over when we no longer do this. So it is a powerful multi-billion-dollar industry. And I wish everybody just massive success and happiness.
Oh, fantastic, Patrick. And that's a very great point you've made there. If anyone's tuning in and you're a student, I think taking advantage of Patrick's 1 month membership, free membership offer would be fantastic.
Totally. Yeah, and totally, guys, do it.
And equally, just having one of those heads in the salon, I guess, whenever there's a bit of downtime once the mad rush ends, just to play with hair, like you say, and just enjoying playing with it, so you get more inspired.
It really is. And braiding and working with hair, you know, I think every salon should have a head like this, because I think really truly on those downtimes, it's amazing what hairdressers will come up with when they just don't feel the pressure. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Where you don't feel like you've got to give the client exactly what they want. You can kind of just experiment and do what you want.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much to Patrick, and thank you to all of you for tuning in. We're still experimenting with our timings for our lives now that the salons are going back. So do let us know if this is a good time for you, whether you prefer it at a different time of the day, or whether you're just watching back at a later time anyway. You might not be watching this live. You might be watching it in the middle of next week or something. But do let us know, because as I say, we're sort of trialing and erroring to see what works for you at the moment. And thank you so much to Patrick for giving up his precious
it's an
time.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure, guys. Oh, lots of love to everyone.
You too. Can we have a little quick look at your fabulous model's head before we go, Patrick?
Here we go. This was our beautiful feeling to a simplistic hairstyle inspired by the Oscars.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Patrick. We look forward to seeing you very soon.
Take care, my love.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.